So considering today marks 1 full year since I started my e-commerce journey and began taking business and entrepreneurship seriously, I thought today marked the perfect day for me to make a video on everything that I have learned in my first full year of entrepreneurship. In this video, I'm going to cover 3 things that I learned this year, and I'm very curious and intrigued to see what this video looks like in the future, because I assume in the next 2, 3 to 4, 5 years I'm going to be saying some very different things. So this is going to be a good little kind of documentation for me to look back on as time passes and I'm more kind of into being a businessman, entrepreneur. So within this past year, just some things that I've been able to accomplish is leaving my full-time 9-to-5 job and going all in on my business. I did this about a month ago in July, and yeah, since then I've been fully just focused on my business. I don't have a 9-to-5, I don't go to some job, and it's been a long time coming. So let's get into it. Some things I'm going to start off from the one that's not something you're going to hear very commonly, and I would say that is never get too high and never get too low. I think this right here is probably the most useful one for someone who is just starting out. And when I say don't get too high and don't get too low, I mean don't let the big wins cloud your judgment and feel like you're in the sky, you're the greatest ever, you're the most amazing businessman in the whole world, you have everything figured out, you know everything, and you're officially rich for the rest of your life. But also, don't let the bad times have you dead and buried in the ground thinking like, that's it, this isn't gonna work, should I give up, am I a horrible businessman? Alright, so there's these two extremes that we often find ourselves in. And in previous years where entrepreneurship or business wasn't like my main focus, it wasn't the thing that took over the most of my time, I would have some really high highs and some really low lows. And just an example, about 2 years ago, when I first started e-com and started print on demand, I had this day where things went crazy. Not even a day, like a few hours, where I made 1,000 in revenue in like 2 hours. And for me, that at that point was just about 2 months into me even starting print on demand. So I was on top of the world. Once I was like, I just made $1,000 in 2 hours. This is insane. I got it. I know everything now. I'm at the top of the world. Things can never go down from here. So I was at this really high level, and then like 3 days later, when things were really slowed down, I got like 2 orders. I thought, you know what? Maybe making money online is a scam after all. I mean, I had that great day. Now things are slow. Nothing's gonna look up again, right? So just in the span of 3 days, I had such an extreme high and such an extreme low, where it kind of just clouds your judgment. It clouds your mind. And it puts you in this weird mental frame where you're consistently just chasing the high and being so scared when things slow down and freaking out and not sleeping at night and making rash decisions and hasty decisions and things like that. But more recently, I've been able to really get that good, strong self-control. So for example, I have an amazing day. Let's say a new drop and I sell out in like 3 hours. We do 3K in like 2 to 3 hours. I'm like, all right, this is amazing. I'm very grateful. Great. I'm not, I'm not like, whoa, that's it, like I'm officially rich, I made it, this is, I'm the best businessman ever. I'm like, wow, this is great. All right, what did we do good that allowed this to happen? Kind of take some notes down. All right, let's replicate this again, see if it works the next time. And I'm happy, I'm grateful. I go to bed, and the next day I'm working just as hard, if not harder. I'm applying the things that worked, taking away the things that didn't work. And the day before is just a day in the past now. It's gone. I'm not gonna sit there and like dwell on how amazing it was. And I move on with my life. And similarly, when I have 1, 2, 3, 4 days where things are really slow, I'm getting like 70 site visitors, like 1 order a day, 2 orders a day. I'm not like, oh man, it's all over, my business is dead, this is never gonna look up again. I'm like, all right, things have slowed down. Do we need to make a change? Do we need to drop a new product? Let's see how I can switch up the content. Maybe I could create more content. Maybe I need more affiliates. Maybe there's always these things that I'm looking to tweak and change to kind of get over that hump. And at the back of my mind, I'm still, grateful to God for everything. I realize that this is not going to last forever, and I just need to kind of figure out the way to climb out of it, right? So even when things are bad, I'm very calm, not making any rash or hasty decisions, but I'm very, very proactive. Like right when they start to slow down, I'm like, all right, let's see how we can improve things. You don't just sit and wallow in that. Because if you sit and wallow in things being slow, or you're like, this doesn't work anymore, that's not gonna benefit you in any single way. It's just gonna keep things going slow, right? So that's, I think, the most important thing I've learned this year. 2, focus. I focused on one single business model this whole entire year. Every single day, every single month, non-stop, didn't change it at all. I focused on creating content on TikTok every single day to promote my products and to promote my e-commerce business. I have not missed a single day of posting on TikTok, which has made me very, very good at understanding how TikTok works and how to sell stuff on TikTok. I've sold, as I said, I've focused on one business model, which is e-commerce. So I've been able to understand how to drive sales and website traffic to my e-commerce site through TikTok, right? Because these things work very much in tandem. And this focus has allowed me to, through the highs and the lows, stay consistent every single day. I'm not jumping to a different business model when things slow down. I'm not trying to do 3 different business models at once. I'm trying to do e-com, I'm trying to start an agency, I'm trying to do AI YouTube video. No, just complete focus and just calm and focus on one thing. That way I understand more about it. I actually become a professional at it. I become a top 1% person at it. And my mind isn't occupied by all these other things, these other problems that I need to solve, or other businesses that are slowing down and now I need to give them more attention. And it spreads you way, way too thin. You know, when I used to be younger, I used to hear, when I was younger, not when I used to be younger. When I was younger, I would hear about all these people who have, like, they'd say, oh, I have 5 different businesses. I have like a laundromat, I have property, I do e-com, I also have like a tax business. All these things, I'd be like, wow, that's so cool. Like, that's an amazing businessman who's able to have 3 to 4 businesses. But now I'm like, that's actually a horrible businessman. Because obviously none of your businesses are doing good if you need 4 of them. None of them are doing very good if they don't take up a significant amount of your time. And I sat there and I thought, wait, like, the CEO of Chevron, the CEO of Shell is focused on just running Shell. They barely got enough time for their family, let alone starting 4 other businesses. The CEO of any successful company just focuses on that one company. But for us, and maybe social media has kind of caused this phenomenon where it's kind of glorified to have multiple businesses, or the whole, I have 5 different side hustles or 5 different income streams that each one makes them like $300-400 a month. And it's like, what the hell are you doing? If you focus on one path, you're going to be able to get very, very far in that one path. And after 2, 3, 4 years, you're going to become an expert at it. Your business is going to make more than enough money. It's going to be better than having 6 different businesses that each make you a little bit of money, right? And I feel like that's kind of common sense, but we don't really understand it, right? We're always looking for more and more and more, and we think more businesses means more money or better, and it's actually not. And last but not least, it's consistency. Again, I'm not telling you something revolutionary, but I've actually put this into practice and I've seen the results and I've seen the fruits of my labor. Being very consistent is going to make you an expert or top 1% person at that, no matter what it is. And I've just been consistent for 1 year, and now I've gone full-time in e-com and quit my job. Let alone if you go consistent 3, 4, 5 years, focus and consistency and put in practice every single day, you're going to become a top 0.0001% person in whatever craft that is. So for me, I was consistent in creating the content. So every single day, I was getting better at creating short form content that drives website traffic and that drives revenue. Also on YouTube and documenting my journey in e-com and on TikTok shop and teaching about it. By being consistent, I've gotten so much better at speaking on camera. And I have a video just like this in the car speaking to the camera from a little bit over a year ago. And it is totally different. My eye contact, the way I speak, my demeanor, my confidence is completely different. You become confident through competence, through putting in the work. Many people say to become confident, the only way to become confident is to accomplish something. That's not necessarily true, because if you're not confident in your abilities, you're not gonna have the courage to even try something, right? Because how can I be confident that I'm going to succeed in e-com if I've never done it before? I'm going to be confident in the fact that I can put in the work and be consistent every single day, and that's going to make a difference. And as you become more and more and more competent, you become more confident. It has nothing to do with your accomplishments. Accomplishments are just like the cherry on top, but consistency not only breeds results, it breeds confidence and it breeds skill. The only way to improve your skill in anything is to just practice it every day. And if you're not consistent, you're not going to see results. And I always make the analogy or the example of fitness. You can work out, have amazing workouts every single day for a month. At the end of the month, if you stop working out, you're going to start to gain some fat, you're going to start to lose your muscle, and your physique is just not going to look as good anymore. That's because you stopped being consistent. Right? Even if you worked out every day that month, or even if you work out every single day for a year, which isn't even really humanly possible, but let's say you did it and you stopped working out after a year. Well, after 1 month, 2, 3 months, you're gonna start to lose those gains and those results. If you are able to apply these 3 concepts of not getting too high, not getting too low, focusing on one business model, and getting rid of shiny object syndrome in your life and being consistent in that one single business model, I guarantee you that after a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe even 2 years, whatever it is that path that you decide to focus on is going to be your full time. You're going to be able to do your passion every single day full time, and you're going to love it. Like, I'll tell you, man, once you're able to quit the 9 to 5, it's like the 9 to 5, no matter how beautiful the office is, for me, it always felt like a dungeon. It always felt like a prison. Once you're able to leave that behind and do what you love every day on your own schedule, it boosts your happiness and your quality of life tenfold. Because now I can work 6, 7, 8 hours a day, but it's all fun, it's all enjoyment. I'm literally doing what I love. I'm making videos, making TikToks, going on live, trying to find new products to sell in e-com, trying to improve my e-com brand. It's very, very, very enjoyable. You're going to be able to live that dream life that you always had as an entrepreneur. It's not easy. You're gonna work 50 hours a week maybe, but at least you're working, building something for yourself. You're not building up someone else's empire. You're not wasting your 20s working for someone else. So there we go. Please apply these lessons in your life over the next maybe month or 2, and you'll see how big of a difference they'll make. If you want that one focus of yours to be e-com, and especially TikTok shop, if you want to get started, I think it's still a huge opportunity. You will find my one-on-one TikTok and e-com coaching link down below for one-on-one coaching. You will also find my one-on-one consultation link down below if you're interested in that. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.